Your body doesn't actually know the difference between a breakup and physical pain. In brain scans, the same regions that light up when you stub your toe or break a bone also light up when someone breaks your heart. That's right. Rejection, loss, or abandonment activates the exact same pain circuits as physical injury. So when people say heartbreak hurts, they're not being dramatic. They're being neurobiologically accurate. Here's what's happening in your brain during a breakup. First, your body enters acute stress mode. Cortisol, which is your stress hormone, floods your system while dopamine and oxytocin, the bonding and pleasure chemicals, suddenly plummet. It's the emotional equivalent of going through withdrawal because love, especially attachment love, is wired into the same reward systems as addiction. When you're attached to someone, your brain creates powerful associations with smells, routines, sounds, even text message alerts that all link back to a single source of comfort and safety. When that bond is cut off, those associations don't just disappear, they ache. The nucleus accumbens, which is the brain's craving center, keeps firing as if you could just reach out and fix it. That's why the urge to text your ex or check their social media feels compulsive. Your brain is literally seeking its next hit of emotional dopamine, but it's not just in your head, it's in your entire body. Your nervous system is built to co-regulate. That means it stabilizes through connection with safe people. When we're in a loving relationship, our partner's voice, scent, and presence help regulate our heart rate, our breathing, and even our immune system. So when the relationship ends, your body loses one of its main sources of nervous system regulation. That's why you might feel shaky, nauseous, restless, or unable to sleep. Your system is searching for the person who used to calm it down, and it can't find them. Now, this part is where psychology gets personal. Not everyone feels the pain of loss in the same way. Your attachment style determines how your nervous system responds to separation. If you have an anxious attachment, you likely feel every second of that absence like an alarm bell. Your system associates closeness with safety. So when it's gone, your body goes into panic. It's not that you can't move on. It's that your system doesn't know how to self-regulate without connection. If you have an avoidant attachment, you may seem calm on the surface, but that's your nervous system shutting down to avoid overwhelm. The pain is still there. It's just buried beneath emotional numbing. Avoidants often distract, isolate, or rationalize to keep the intensity of loss from flooding them, but eventually it leaks through in waves, sometimes weeks or months later. And then there's secure attachment. People who can still feel heartbreak deeply, but they don't lose their sense of safety in the process. They can hold both truths at once. This hurts, and I'll be okay. Their nervous system trusts that connection can be rebuilt. Maybe not with this person, but somewhere else, someday. So yes, even secure people suffer, but their pain doesn't spiral into identity collapse. That's the difference. Another reason breakups feel unbearable is that they don't just remove a person, they remove a mirror. Relationships shape how we see ourselves. The way someone looks at you, touches you, talks to you, it becomes a feedback loop reinforcing your sense of worth. When that feedback loop breaks, the brain experiences it like a loss of self. The parts of your identity that were co-created with your partner suddenly have nowhere to land. That's why people say, I don't know who I am without them. Neurologically speaking, they're right. Your sense of me and we are intertwined in memory and emotion. Then comes what researchers call the protest phase. This is when you start doing things that don't make logical sense, checking to see when they were last online, writing a message you'll never send, imagining bumping into them somewhere perfect. These behaviors are driven by the attachment system's protest against separation. It's your body's way of saying, reconnect, fix it, find them, and even though you know consciously that the relationship is over, your deeper wiring hasn't caught up yet. That's why breakups feel like a tug of war between logic and emotion. Eventually, when reconnection doesn't happen, your brain moves from protest to withdrawal. This is where the exhaustion hits. You might feel foggy, detached, or disinterested in things that once made you happy. That's your dopamine system recalibrating. It's also when the parasympathetic nervous system, the rest and digest mode, begins to take back control. Healing in this stage is less about getting over your ex and more about reteaching your body that safety exists inside you again. That's why grounding, structure, and community are so important. They become your new regulation anchors. One more thing science can't quite quantify is meaning. Heartbreak forces the brain to rebuild its internal world. Everything from what love means to who I am gets rewritten. And while that feels like destruction at first, it's also how deep emotional growth begins. You're not just recovering from a person, you're recovering from the version of yourself that existed with them. And that's an evolution. It's painful, yes, but profound. So the next time someone tells you to just move on, remember this. Your brain, your heart, and your nervous system are all recalibrating from a loss of safety, identity, and reward. You're not overreacting. You're human. The pain of heartbreak isn't a sign of weakness. It's proof that you bonded deeply, that you cared, and that your body is capable of love. And even though it doesn't feel like it right now, that's something worth being proud of, because what hurts today is the same system that will one day help you love again, but this time from a place of security, not survival. If this helped you understand yourself a little more, subscribe for more videos on attachment, emotional healing, and the science of connection.